and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa Aouad and this is the Life in a Nutshell series. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Before I get into today's topic, I'm outside. You're usually going to see me outside on my videos. The wind is really doing its thing today, so just bear with me on that one. And then also somebody's building or doing something next door, so if you hear some banging, they got something going on over there with some work. So let's get into it. Today's topic is I feel small. What to do when you feel small and insignificant. It doesn't matter the car you drive, it doesn't matter the latest designer clothes that you wear or the gadgets that you own. We all have those moments of feeling small and of feeling insignificant. So we're just gonna go through about 3 checkpoints of things that can make us feel small and insignificant, and then also how we can grow past these things and mature through them. Number 1, childhood traumas. And I'm gonna give a very specific example. Communication, how you were communicated to as a child really represents you and shows up in your adult behavior. If you grew up in a home where the mode of communication was shouting and yelling and maybe saying things that were not so nice just to get your point across, this can show in your adult behavior. This can show up through your communication with friends, your loved ones, at your job, your relationship with other people. The communication that you wish you saw growing up, you can implement that now as an adult. It may be difficult because we cannot really give what we don't have. We can't really implement what we don't know. But every process should lead to progress. I'll say that again. Every process should lead to progress. An example of poor communication: when you did something that your parents didn't like or your siblings didn't like, maybe they'll scream at you every single time, they'll yell at you, or they'll call you stupid, or they'll say horrible things to tear you down. And that made you withdraw into your shell or made you lash back. Now, when you see those same things or you hear those same things from people in your life or at work or in your community, it triggers you. It either triggers you to lash out or it triggers you to go into your shell. It triggers you to feel insignificant again. It triggers you to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything right, because that familiar moment has come back. So now you can grow past that. You can choose peace. When somebody gets frustrated and they're screaming and yelling, you can say, listen, pause. I really want to understand why you're upset. I really want to understand how I frustrated you, but I cannot do that while you're shouting and screaming and yelling. I didn't grow up in a home where people were shouting and screaming and cussing people out. Outside, maybe people were talking to people crazy, but not inside the house I grew up in. So when somebody starts shouting or yelling or talking to me anyhow, ooh, let's pause. I understand we can get frustrated. Tempers can rise a little bit. Our blood can get a little bit hot. But we need to have some level of respect, especially if we're trying to communicate effectively. So that's 1. Childhood traumas. Things that can trigger us to make us withdraw and feel how we felt when we were a child, when we were being spoken to in a particular way. Number 2, a competitive environment. And usually this happens, but not limited to, the workspace. The field I'm in is very competitive. As a radio and television presenter, it is a very competitive field, image-wise, and then also what you're putting out there on the airwaves. And I study very hard for it, and I train very hard. When you're in a competitive working environment, especially when you see other people maybe thriving, getting other promotions and things of that nature that you believe you should have yourself, you can start to feel like you're not really part of the company. You can start to feel as though you're not making a difference there. And you have to look at yourself and say, am I making a difference? Am I really contributing? Am I really working as hard as I need to? And then the flip side is that you may be somebody's competition. Somebody may be jealous of you and envious of you. And I wouldn't focus on those people. Focus on yourself and your growth. And listen, do not shrink yourself. Do not downsize the gifts God has given you to make somebody else feel better about their self. No. You're in that job for a reason. Whether it is just to get a paycheck or you're really passionate about that job, do it to the best of your ability. And don't let somebody's snide comments and sneaky comments and backhanded compliments get you down and get you frustrated. It's way easier said than done, because I've been in that space and I've been in that place. But I'm telling you, as an adult, as a human being, you can control your reaction. Try your best to control it and move on and develop and grow and blossom and thrive. Absolutely. Competition can be healthy. It should be healthy. Number 3, social groups, friendship circles. You have to check 2 things. Are you jealous of anybody in your friendship group? Or are people projecting insecurities on you? Because typically there's always one. If you're in a friendship group of more than 3, there's usually always one person that kind of disperses their insecurities among the group. Let's go back to being jealous of a friend. If you find that you're jealous of a friend, you need to check that. You need to check the root cause, and you need to grow out of it. Perhaps easier said than done. Run your race, run your course. Be thankful for what God has given you and work towards your goals. Don't look to the left and right. If you're looking at anybody at all, it should just be for some inspiration, not a competition. And it shouldn't get you to the point where you're feeling less than yourself. If you're always walking away from particular friends or friendship groups feeling less than encouraged, or feeling as though you're always being torn down or picked on, you probably need to move away. Or you can address it, but I say choose peace every day. Choosing peace does include addressing situations that don't make you happy. Walking away works, but also addressing situations. If you feel that a situation can be salvaged, if you want to save a friendship, address it respectfully. But if you just see that some people are just not going to change anytime soon, hey, there are more people in the world to love and enjoy, trust me. So there you have it. We just talked about just a few things that can make you feel small and insignificant, and ways we can grow out of it and move past it. So we have childhood traumas, we have a competitive workspace, and we have friendship groups and friendship circles. I'll see you next time for another episode of Life in a Nutshell. Be blessed. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. And then also, if you haven't followed me on my social media already, it is Melissa Aouad GH on Instagram and Melissa Aouad GH on Twitter.